We're Sweet Arlene's here in Westlake Village, California, and I have with me today my executive pastry chef, Julia.
Hi.
Julia and I are here to show you the differences that need to be accounted for when baking in metal pans versus glass pans. Glass actually bakes at a much faster rate and needs to be accounted for when baking any kind of cakes, or in this case today, a cake loaf. What you need to do is to actually decrease your baking time from what the recipe calls for. Most recipes for cakes will call for baking in a metal pan, approximately 350 degrees. Today we have a vanilla cake that's been baked in a metal cake loaf pan, and it's come out beautiful. It's baked at 350 for the right amount of time, and it's somewhat golden over the top, and you can see on the sides they're just perfectly golden. They're not overly browned. When we adjusted the temperature by 25 degrees, we reduced the temperature by 25 degrees to 325, you can see we achieved the same appearance of the vanilla cake in a glass baking pan. Now, what would have happened if we would have kept the glass baking pan with the 350 degrees for the same amount of time? It would have over-baked. As you can see in front of Julia, this a little bit darker brown and kind of toasty vanilla cake. Why? Because glass bakes faster and will hold its heat faster and longer than metal. So Julia, why don't you go ahead and depan the one that appears overbaked because it was not, the temperature was not reduced.
Okay. I'm just gonna flip it on over to my hands, lay it down right here. It's very obvious the edges have a much darker crust.
They feel firmer, yeah.
Yeah, the touch is definitely a tougher crumb, and overall it looks over caramelized,
yeah,
over baked.
Yeah, you can see this has a nice soft presence. This is a little toasty here. So the key to remember when baking in glass baking dishes is to reduce your oven temperature by 25 degrees from what the recipe calls for. This was baked at the 350, the same as the metal. This came out perfect when we reduced it by 25 degrees. Again, Arlene and Julia from Sweet Arleen showing you the difference in baking with metal versus glass baking dishes. Thank you.